I'm Regina Mayer, and welcome to part one of our network integrator journey. We realize that the utilities are facing a vast array of changes that are going to disrupt how they provide services and how they interface with their customers. There are four in particular that I would highlight at the outset. The first is external investment. There are lots of companies, both large and small, that are investing in creating new products, new services, new technologies that will change the way electricity is generated, distributed, and consumed. Large investments from the military and other technological providers are changing the landscape. Grid-scale storage is potentially a real live option now. To keep up with this rapidly changing technological environment, the regulators and the regulations are going to have to keep pace. The renewable portfolio standards have actually played their role in creating 60% additional renewable generation since 2000, so a very positive impact that we've seen. The Clean Power Plan, while not completely approved yet, has helped contribute to accelerating some of the coal to gas generation that we've seen. And then the states are dealing with the challenges in different respects. New York, California, Ohio, lots of different types of regulations that are in place to meet the needs of the very regional requirements that many of these utilities serve with their local and regional customer bases. So we will continue to see rapid evolution on the regulatory front, some positive, some potentially more challenging to comply with, but all of that will need to come together with the utilities working with their regulators to provide the right level of services to meet the changing customer demands. So with these disruptive trends and the rapidly changing regulatory environment, how will utility business models have to adapt in order to compete? Well, that's where the concept of the network integrator that KPMG is putting forward as a solution comes into play. Utilities will have to take this rapidly changing ecosystem and figure out how they're going to manage generation, distribution, and the interface with the customer to be successful going forward. We see major changes in system supply efforts, how you manage baseload, how you integrate renewables, how you provide grid stability while you're providing that, how you let people opt in or opt out of the grid while you still make the provision of that electricity economic for all the customers will be a key consideration. How you manage the market and the wholesale electricity prices into the different ISOs that exist around the country, and how we price those products to actually understand what's the carbon footprint for the generation that is creating that, and are those products priced competitively over the long term to make sure that the utilities recoup the investments that they're going to have to make. And then lastly, the interface with the customer. What relationship will the network integrator, the utility of the future, want to have with that customer? Some progressive utilities are talking about the need to get behind the meter and have multiple services that come into the home to create more of a relationship or a stickiness with their customer over the long term. But a successful utility will need to change its overall operating model to figure out how it's going to compete as these major changes arise with the generation requirements, with the pricing and market entry requirements, and the interface with its important customers along the way. So what foundational capabilities do we at KPMG suggest our utility clients start to develop? The first is an ability to innovate, and we're seeing many of our clients develop centers of innovation that are resident off campus from their normal activities and are tied to some sort of an academic or a university situation. They're building new technologies, they're experimenting with existing technologies. Many utility executives I know already own electric vehicles or advanced Teslas, and they understand that what these electric vehicles are bringing to the market is an integration with people's smartphones and the technological platform that they're more interested in now. It's becoming even less of an issue around, is it environmentally sound, although that's still an important consideration, but it's how does it make my life easier, and how do these products, my car and my phone, make managing my whole life easier. So better management of innovation, better management of technology trends, and partnering with some of the investors that are making investments in these spaces. Next generation solar, grid stability solutions, battery, cell storage, all of those types of technologies, the successful utilities are creating foundational capabilities to identify and get ahead of those technological changes.